Are demon hunters actually rather boring? I know it's a very subjective question that everyone asks themselves, and some would say, no, by no means they're boring, and some would say, oh yeah, they're totally boring, why do you ask? Well, I am a big fan of demon hunters, but lately I started noticing that I cannot stand just how boring demon hunters are. So if you can take this conversation, this proposed conversation for what it is and be neutral about it and just hear me out and share your thoughts in the comments down below, please stick around, hear me out, let's talk about it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Here is your demon hunter friend Gyro. Why am I saying that? Well, if you have been my supporter for a long time, now for about a year that this channel has been in existence, you would know that Demon Hunter has been my very first and the most successful melee main alt, let's call it main alt because I'm an altoholic in BfA, in Battle for Azeroth in patch 8.3. Demon Hunter was my most successful alt because in the Horrific Visions, which was the main system of solo progression in the game and the best system that there has ever been in the game in my opinion for us casuals, I have reached the 5 masks clear on Demon Hunter. This was my most successful class. I enjoyed, towards the end of BfA, I enjoyed Unholy Death Knight a lot more than I did Demon Hunter, and that is where maybe the very early thoughts of the fact that Demon Hunter was starting to feel a bit repetitive, a bit basic to me back then, but I certainly wouldn't have dared to call it like full-blown boring, I suppose, like I do now. That's why Unholy was a lot more interesting. Unholy was interesting and very, very powerful at the same time. But I did not clear Horrific Visions on Unholy with 5 masks. I could not do that. I tried. And Demon Hunter, yes, I did. So Demon Hunter is powerful. Demon Hunter is was ticking and is still ticking the main boxes that I tell my people and the new people on my channel about. What are those boxes? What are those requirements that I as a casual player have towards any class? And Demon Hunter is one of the contenders there. Well, we're not reviewing classes here. I'm just gonna summarize. It is the fact that I don't want face roll, and maybe that's where the issue is, we'll get to it. I don't want face roll, but at the same time I like when there are few buttons to press, for example. The fewer, the merrier. I have always felt that you don't need to have a whole, you know, metaphorically speaking, piano here with all in order to feel like you are, yeah, enjoying the game. I never felt that way. I still don't feel that way, by the way. So for me, I thought that Demon Hunters were powerful. They were borderline cheat. They could glide in the world where no other class could even pretend to be flying. They're not flying, but they pretend really well, don't they? And things like that. There is a whole bunch of things about Demon Hunters that makes them borderline cheat. They used to be even tougher than they are now in Shadowlands. It was virtually impossible to kill them. Right now they feel a tiny bit even squishier. Yet they still OP, they're still completely overpowered and ridiculous in the game. Few buttons, ability to glide / semi-fly, great self-sustain, 2 very prominent roles that I choose to play, tank and the DPS. I don't play heal as much, yeah, even though I dabble into them as well. All these things, these main tick boxes, as I said, Demon Hunters tick all the boxes for me. Demon Hunters tick all the boxes for me. So that's the establishing the baseline for you, in case you think that I just came here to bash Demon Hunters. No, Demon Hunters still remain an awesome class, I reckon. Awesome class. However, why this video, why this conversation? As I said, I'm trying to now steer towards a more clear direction for this channel that is conversational. My people know that I rant / converse with you. I never script these videos. I always have a prominent topic in my mind. Sometimes I drift off, but at the same time I hopefully then come back to my main point, and I usually put also the chapters down there kind of for you in the timeline so you can navigate nicely. I'm not trying to keep you here for longer than you need to be. So it's a conversation starter. This video is another conversation starter for my community. In the comments down below, entertain yourselves, let's entertain each other with this conversation. What changed What has changed in Shadowlands for all of us casuals? I am talking to everyone here and welcome everyone's opinion as long as it's mutually respectful, but at the same time I'm talking from the perspective of me being an alcoholic person who does not push competitive progression. I work hard enough day by day. I do not want to work hard in the game. I don't. So Demon Hunter seems to be perfect for me, right? I'm a lazy player. I want to just plow through content. What other than Demon Hunter as far as a class is concerned, yeah, both specs of Demon Hunter as far as the class is concerned, what enables this kind of existence in the game better than a Demon Hunter? I struggle to think of anything that would enable it better. So what is the problem? What is the actual problem? Why do I come here to talk to my people about this strong feeling that has been getting stronger and stronger week by week, that I find Demon Hunters horribly boring these days in Shadowlands? I understand that I'm probably heavily influenced by the general mood of the expansion. I think generally expansion is very disappointing for me. It has a lot of gimmicks and it has some things that work even for me, and I know they work for a lot of you. Please keep in mind that I don't judge you. I do not tell you that you should not enjoy it if you do. I am happy for you if you do. I just welcome your opinions as to Shadowlands is the first point, like the scene, yeah? The scene is Shadowlands. And secondly, if you play Demon Hunter, especially if you play Demon Hunter and another class, I don't think it would be... I want to hear from people who only main Demon Hunters, and that's what they do. They enjoy OP-ness, so to speak, and they only main Demon Hunters. I want to hear from you guys and girls too. But I think it would be a lot more helpful for me personally, and maybe informative for other people, if somebody who plays multiple classes, including Demon Hunter in Shadowlands right now, either feels similarly to me, that they do think that it's just becoming too boring, just can't stand it anymore. Or the opposite, it's not boring, it's great, it still is ticking all the boxes for you and you are happy. I want to hear these both opinions. Tell me, why do you think you feel one way or another way? I think that I discovered maybe some other alts, and maybe I matured in the game somehow further, where lack of the entertaining content, lack of the entertaining framing of the content in the game, in Shadowlands for me, nothing that basically engages me like Horrific Visions did. Yeah, I know I keep using Horrific Visions as an example, just bear with me. I think lack of those systems, let's call them, that would be engaging for me. I'd be like, oh, I can't wait to take my Demon Hunter through this. There is nothing, no content like that. I know there is Torghast, but Torghast sucks. Lack of that content made me refocus on the alts. So as I refocused on the alts, I found enjoyment in the mechanics, and maybe a little more complex mechanics than Demon Hunter has baked in the class, in Demon Hunters themselves. I found a little more of enjoyment in, let's say, Shaman, Enhancement Shaman. Vastly more complex class and spec than Demon Hunters ever would dream to be. Still very powerful, crazy versatile, cannot tank, it's a minus, but can heal others and themselves, that's a huge plus. So that's one angle. So maybe due to lack of distractions outside in the game, the systems that don't allure me, that they don't appeal to me, maybe that's what made me refocus and enjoy other classes more than Demon Hunter simply had the depth to offer me. Simply had the depth. And it's not purely about number of buttons or number of abilities. I still like the fact that Demon Hunters don't have too much, yet some form of depth, some form of, oomph is lacking for me. Another theory, rather than a confirmed point, but something that I'd like to bring to your attention and encourage conversation about, is that maybe another reason is the fact that, I'm gonna use a strong term here, bear with me and take it as light-hearted as I mean it. I think Demon Hunters, especially in the damaging spec and the DPS spec of Havoc, they have a bit of a spastic gameplay. They have a bit of a spastic gameplay. Dash, 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 dash. All of that is with 3 buttons. And there is just too much spasticity, if there is such a word. Maybe I'm just in a mental state / maturing state outside of the game now, where that type of gameplay simply does not appeal to me anymore. That's another solid reason and another kind of point that I'd like to make. So these are my guesses maybe as to what does not make me enjoy Demon Hunters anymore, and I find them boring compared to other classes. Again, I'm gonna use Windwalker Monk. I'm gonna use Enhancement Shaman. So if we look at mobile DPS classes of similar nature, melee, and I had to look at Windwalker Monk, Enhancement Shaman, and Demon Hunter Havoc as the closest ones probably, I'd say right now, if you ask me, Gyro, what would you go right now after recording this video and play, I'd say Enhancement Shaman or Windwalker Monk. Demon Hunter wouldn't even be close to me thinking that I would like to play that. And no, by the way, in case you think, it's because you must have, Gyro, you must have just played too much of Demon Hunter. I'm going through, as I'm recording this, I'm still going through Kyrian campaign, and that's on my Demon Hunter, but that's hardly super involved. It's hardly super duper like 100% of my time is on Demon Hunter. No, I still switch. And I'll be honest with you, I want to finish it for completeness purposes as a completionist, but I can't wait to put Demon Hunter back on a shelf right now. And I'm being really, really honest with you. I can't wait till that happens, and I do not know why. And that is where I'd like to leave it open like this as a dialogue, as one of those videos that hopefully engage with you more, and hopefully, if you're new here, this hopefully explain to you what this community is all about. It's not like every single video is a dilemma, but the game is in a state of lull. Conversation with my people is very, very important for me because it's a virtual relationship that we built, and it's really, I think, satisfying, hopefully for you as much as for me. If it is satisfying for you, hit the like. And yeah, there's no right and wrong obviously here. If you're enjoying Demon Hunter, I want to know why you're enjoying it, and if you are enjoying Demon Hunters. If you're not enjoying it, tell me your theory. Why do you think you're not enjoying Demon Hunters? Why do you think you're not enjoying them? And yeah, and that's what I probably will leave you today. That's food for thought for both of us. And I'll be speaking with you again about something else World of Warcraft related, as it's our game and we are hoping that it will get better in the next weeks. I am very much keeping my fingers crossed that we will see the 9.1 PTR soon. If we get 9.1 PTR, it will open a lot of dialogue and topics for us to speculate, have a fun speculation, fun discussion on what can we expect from the game going forward. Because for us, I think to see some sort of milestones, to see some horizon is very, very important, considering how scarce for information really BlizzConline was. And I don't want to open another can of worms here at the tail end of this video, but I welcome your thoughts on it as well, if that's what you want to do, in the comments down below. Again, if you listened to me this whole time, you are the best. You are the best if you did not duck out too early into this video. And tell me in the comments down below if you're one of those people. It's not like there is some reward for you. I just would love to know who listens through the whole video. I'd love to know that. I'd love to know that, because I have my people and I love all of you. But then there is also a small subset of those people who actually listen through the whole thing. I'd love to know who you are. All right? Okay.